Homer learned that Lenny's car was illegally parked outside, so he immediately left the bar. Homer didn't listen to Lenny's explanation and just towed his car away. Soon, a large number of cars waiting to be redeemed piled up in front of Homer's house. Even the school bus and the kids on it were towed there. After having his car towed, Principal Skinner could only move forward using a chair.
You can't impound my spirit.
Homer's actions offended many Springfield residents, although everyone had parked illegally. Homer's approach was like that of a bandit. At this moment, an old lady stood up. Her 3 previous husbands had all been tow truck drivers. The taboo for tow truck drivers was poaching others' territory, so they set up a car with obvious violations in the neighboring city, and they replaced the city limit sign there with one saying Springfield. Soon Homer discovered this car. This car covered in violations could earn Homer a fortune. Homer was just about to take the car away when the man who had sold Homer the tow truck appeared.
I told you to stay off my turf!
But I'm still in Springfield. What? Okay, I made a mistake.
The man didn't listen to Homer's explanation and knocked him out. He towed Homer's truck away and hung Homer on the hook. To punish Homer, the man kept drifting around with him on the hook.
All right, buddy, that's it. I'm a...
Then the man carried Homer back to his home. He opened an underground chamber and threw Homer down. Homer saw the previously disappeared tow truck drivers there. The former tow truck drivers had been locked up there for a long time. Now Homer would be locked up there forever too. Springfield no longer had a tow truck driver. Everyone started parking wherever they wanted. The streets were soon filled with parked cars. Even blimps and ships had to park on the streets. The current predicament could only be solved by baby Maggie. Previously, Maggie had been too dependent on her mother. Marge hoped she could be more independent, so she followed an education expert's advice and deliberately distanced herself from Maggie. Even if Maggie kept crying, she couldn't go check on her.
You see? Now her childhood can begin ualized.
Maggie quickly adapted to independent life. She prepared breakfast and books for herself. She even learned to trim her own nails. Maggie also cut her hair to make a baby book. Seeing independent Maggie, Marge felt somewhat disappointed instead. She could only hug a potato and pretend to take care of a child. Marge was somewhat worried about the missing Homer. Maggie saw Marge looking sad, so she decided to save this family. Maggie quietly snuck out and rode the family dog. Her goal was to find Homer. The dog carried Maggie and sprinted outside. Homer couldn't be found anywhere in Springfield, so they crossed through forests and waded through rivers. Finally, the dog brought Maggie to the neighboring city. Maggie suddenly discovered a clue about Homer on the ground. She rode the dog toward Homer. At this moment, Homer was telling stories to the tow truck drivers. Maggie heard Homer's voice. They followed the voice and found the missing Homer.
Maggie!
Just then, the tow truck driver was about to leave. Maggie hooked the hook onto the railing. As soon as the driver drove off, Homer was rescued.
Maggie, you did all this?
Marge saw Homer and happily hugged him. This was all Maggie's achievement.
Look at you. So grown up. Well, I've moved on too.
Maggie angrily walked toward the potato and knocked it down